My control arms are just totally bent up. I would like to make new like telescoping control arms. Messick sells them now. Greg Hodges sells a set. I almost bought a set from him, but I think I can make them for like 40 or 50 bucks. Right, so you got a little bit of clearance here is actually where you get the clearance issue. I went to my big box store and it has these holes in it. I really don't like these holes. So these are nice because they slide together. So you have, go with a 1 1/4 from my local steel or metal place that is not perforated or holes in it. And then I'm gonna, and it's almost the same price as what I paid for these two pieces from our big box store. It was Fleet Farm. Then I'll drill my own holes. 1 1/4 and 1 inch as my thing. So I'm gonna have them mounted a little bit in, and then I'll grind the ends to fit is what I figure I could do. What I'm trying to figure out here now is how much distance I have to work with between the two. I'm gonna disconnect this. There you go. Like that. To here, that's the range basically on both sides that you end up with. That and that is all it overlaps, and everything else is just overlap of the two. Yeah, this is 1 5/8, and the steel I have is going to be 1 inch on the inside tube and 1 1/4 on the outside. So, which I don't know, I'd never have anything that short anyways. But then as you pull it out, you can see it overlaps, and that's as far right there as it can go out. So if I make my two pieces this long, I have that much overlap, another spot. So you can see I have a lot of adjustment that they overlap. And the way I did that was when I made this is an inch spacing on center, and this is 7/8 spacing on center. So every 1/8 of an inch of travel means a pin can go in. Now, if that wasn't going to be enough, I could do 16ths, but 16ths means I have to have 16 holes. I actually did 9 holes, just because it gives me a little bit extra travel with the overlap. I don't really need 9, I don't think, but I confirmed, and that last one is used. So that's how I'm going to do it. And this is one of the reasons why the steel I originally got, the steel tube that had pre-drilled holes or punched holes in it, wouldn't work because they're all spaced the same. And what would happen is they're all 1 inch spacing. As you travel, every 1 inch of travel of the control arm means all the holes line up. And then you travel 1 inch and all the holes line up. It's not going to work. So this gives me a lot of, and I'm probably going to do on the final, but you can see that I think that's going to work awesome. The length of these jigs I made, this is 1 foot. This was nearly the same price as the stuff that had the perforation, the pre-punched holes, which I can't use that anyways. That'll work. That's where I will. I might have to go get my reading glasses just so I can see this better, because I'm having a hard time in seeing. Eyes don't focus like they used to. Oh, I'm just filing off some of these edges that I don't like. Alright, so you're getting the idea here. Clean it up, make them so they're all smooth, and I'll show you when I start drilling. right? So this is one I had and this is one I bought. And of course it does not go in. Okay, so I drilled a 3/8 hole, so I'm going to go to 25/64 to be a little bit bigger than the. My bit was wandering, so you could see as I couldn't get that a larger bit to seat. So I'm gonna do a little pilot hole and then come back with a larger hole and try this. Well, I got the first one drilled out, two-sided, and then I ground it down real quick, smoothed it out. I'm not sure where this end went. I had it drawn up, but I'm not sure I like where it is. So I might have to adjust that. Full range, I still have a decent amount of overlap. I got the full range to come all the way in. And you just line up a hole, bam. So with two of those, you know, they're going to fight each other and they'll hold it. That's about what they work. I can't imagine Hodges or Messick's is going to work any different than that. You're going to always have a little bit of play, but it's actually this that has play more than anything, right? With two of them and the pin holding it, it's going to have less because it'll be held up. But you can see my pin, my hole spacing is perfect. I can go any one of these spots as long as I get a hole that I gotta fix that one. Okay. Yep. And you can see I can go from there to here. So I can have that tight from there to there, right? Once to there, to there, to there, and it just keeps going. So I got to cut a groove into this so that no matter where it is, right, it fits. And I got to cut a groove into this for this plate to sit into there. And that will also hold this plate straight. I'm excited to get this done. It'll go 3/8, so if I take off the marks and I go that deep, I'm good. Then I'll flip it over and do the other side because my grinding wheel, obviously I can go that deep and then I can adjust it. So let's see how this is going to work. I think you can see it. It's important that the right side be in too, like they are sided. Yep. Yeah, I might take off just a little bit more. I mean, it obviously works, but I can't get the pin, can't get it to line up where the pin would go. Some of it has to do with this being deformed. This has just been beat up. It is actually really beat up. I'm going to take off just a little bit more, clean up this side, and then clean up that side. Did I have that on right? One way my holes line up, and the other way, they don't. Like they don't They're just off a little bit one way. This is the way they're off. Anyway. Yep. All right. See, now that fits in that side. Full range, I still have overlap all the way to here. So I got like 5.5 inches of overlap, but it has the full range to go in too. I mean, nothing obviously implement-wise is that small anyways. Key with all this is 30 bucks for the steel, and I could have gotten away cheaper because I really only needed 2 feet, but I bought 3 feet just to be safe and have an extra set if I needed it. And then it was like not quite $10 if I bought all new cotter pins, clevises, and these quick pull pins. These are actually more expensive than anything. These are $3 a piece. But if I did that, it's under $40 total. I forgot to record the last one. So instead of using the grinder, I cut this with the saw, and it actually worked way better. The tape helps me see when I'm at the end. Whoa. I went way crooked. All right, I missed recording it, so I'll just show you. I did a primer, and this I had in my cabinet there, so I just put that on as well. Gloss black. It'll be good enough. I really don't care what color it was, but it's what I had. So the dry to the touch, it would be that many, and then he had like 8 or 9 holes in this one. And the problem I have with that, I don't think that's really good. It doesn't overlap properly. I got something in there. So if you look at this, the way this works, you know, that hole lines up, right? So as you, and this is about full extension. As you move in, this hole lines up, right? And then this hole lines up, and you just hardly move it. Next one lines up. Well, now that comes back to over here. But if you didn't have enough holes here, you actually get gaps where it doesn't overlap properly, and it won't, go every eighth, because this hole spacing is 1 inch. This hole spacing is 7/8 of an inch. So what that allows it to do is every 1/8 of an inch, as this travels 1/8 of an inch, a hole will line up with another hole. If I had this to do over again to try to keep this more consistent, I think I would have laid it out. It was hard to control the grinder, and then I tried a Sawzall that I had a steel blade on, and that was a bad idea. I should have used my skill saw with a steel blade. I think I would have controlled it better. If you have a bandsaw, that would be ideal, because you could just easily run that in, very quickly see what you needed to do in the opening. It would have been nice to cut these grooves, much nicer than what I ended up with. But the other thing I did on these, you could see the tabs that's left on them. So I cut them down with the saw, and then I just put a vice grips on the end, a needle nose vice grips type, and just bent that back and bent it a couple times, and it snaps off. So now I had that, without having to cut across it.
Bye-bye.